Welcome to the 2021 Holiday Wish Drive Leader Training. Thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Evelyn Huynh. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I do community outreach and membership here at Family Giving Tree. So if you will take a couple of seconds and join us in the chat, make sure it's going out to everyone, or to at least to everyone. With your name, what company you're from, pronouns if you're comfortable, and maybe, a highlight of the week. What's gone well for you today? I'd love to hear that in the chat, so throw it in there. Love to see who's here. Our session is being recorded and it will be sent out after, so I'll probably get the email out tomorrow. And then for anyone who signed up and did not get it, surprise, you get this recording you can watch because you couldn't attend. So just FYI on that. After the session is done, I will be sending out a survey, and then I will have a slide out there for folks with the email address if you had any questions that we didn't get covered in today's webinar. Okay, so let's see here. Ooh, we've got so many people. I love it. Yay, welcome, welcome. Okay, so today what we are going to cover is we're going to give you a drive overview. We're going to talk for a bit. We have Jasmine, our volunteer coordinator, here with us today as a panelist as well, and she will go over volunteering information. And then I will go through the various types of drives. We've got the physical drive, the virtual drive, and then we'll touch on timelines of the drive and then best practices, and then hopefully have some time at the end for you to ask any questions that didn't get answered during this presentation. Okay, so let me give you a quick overview of our drive goal. So this year, as you can see, first of all, our theme is Empower, Uplift, and Unite. We are always trying to find new ways to have fun with the branding, and hopefully this is one that really stands out and kind of uplifts people and brings you joy when you see it. The colors are really fun. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you wish it looked different? If you have ideas for next year, we're all for it. So share your thoughts on that. But we really thought the message of empowering, uplifting, and uniting the community was one that would be really relevant and important for 2021 as we're kind of like turning that corner of the pandemic. So yeah, so we're really happy with it, and we hope you are too. All right, let's dive into the goals. So this year for the Holiday Wish Drive, we have got semi-lofty goals. We are looking to bring in 40,000 gifts to be able to distribute to the Bay Area community. And then also 22,000 essential health kits. So for those who are unfamiliar with what the essential health kits are, they are bags of good stuff. So we're including masks, toothbrush, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, and floss for 22,000 of the recipients that we will be working with this year. And these are going to be for the holidays this time around for the younger kids. So let's talk about who we are uplifting for the holidays. This is a little bit of background about, what that population kind of looks like in terms of who's expecting to receive gifts for us. About 85% of the recipients that we are handing out gifts to this year are kids. So that's about 34,000 kids. And then we've got about 15% of folks who are teens, adults, and seniors. And these are folks who come from low-income households, foster homes, the unhoused, folks with disabilities, marginalized communities. So that kind of gives you an idea of the types of agencies that we are working with in order to get these gifts out. As far as what you are concerned with, Drive Leader Perks, you are part of a very special group of people. I consider you an extension of our volunteer program because you are volunteering your time to help run these drives and making sure that your groups are getting everything they need in order to participate with, philanthropy and giving. So number one, as a drive leader, you get to decide how you want to give. So we try to provide as much flexibility as possible for you. So you can either, if you want to collect physical donations, you can do that. If you want to run everything online through our virtual giving tree, you can do that. If you want to do both, you're welcome to do that. You can get wish cards for your physical drive. You can pull from our most needed gifts list if you wanted to shop that way. We are really flexible. And, if you had an amazing idea that, you wanted to get creative with, reach out to me and we can work together on it and see what we can do. But you get to decide how you want your group to give this season. Obviously within boundaries, like, don't give us like old used things. We can't use those as gifts for people. But overall, the structure of how you want to run your drive, that is on you. So yay, congratulations. You are so empowered. Another perk that we've got for drive leaders is that you have priority volunteer registration. So what that means is as soon as you sign up, about like 24 to 48 business hours after you've signed up, you are loaded into our volunteer registration program and can sign up your group for up to 15 volunteer slots in our holiday warehouse, which is going to be somewhere in the South Bay. We're still solidifying where that's going to be, or fingers crossed it'll be in Sunnyvale. But not only do you get 15 slots, which is more than what the general community gets, but you also get priority because we reserve these spots especially for you. So just so you know, general registration, I think, opened up last week, and we were at 100% capacity as far as like community signups within, 4 hours. So this is a very, very prime opportunity if you are looking to get into the warehouse. And so with that, we do have Jasmine here with us. And so I'd like to invite her up on the screen, and she's going to go over pre-registration and protocols for volunteering. And you're welcome to ask any questions you have for her in the chat after she's kind of gone through her stuff. So take it away.
Great, thank you. My name's Jasmine. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm kind of just going to go over a little bit of an overview of, volunteering will be looking like this year, and also a little bit of pre-registration. Little overview on pre-registration. We actually started doing this to make the process in the warehouse a little faster and easier. Few years ago, we had people come in and they had to register once they arrived, and it would take up to 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, depending on the amount of bodies we had in the warehouse. So pre-registering might take a little more time before arriving to the warehouse, but if it's all completed and done prior, it is like a 20-second thing to do once we get into the warehouse. So if you've been volunteering with Family Giving Tree for a few years now, we used to have thousands of volunteers in the warehouse during the Holiday Wish Drive. Unfortunately, with COVID being so widespread in the community, we did have to lower our numbers. So as drive leaders, you do get access to volunteer spots that the community does not. You get 15 volunteer spots as the community only gets 5. We still have spots available for volunteering when it comes to the warehouse. The link for that goes out in the registration email that you get when you sign up as a drive leader. That email comes from Evelyn. The link is in there. We do ask if you give us a little bit of leeway, about 24 hours max usually, to kind of get that loaded into the system, because as more drive leaders sign up, we kind of get it started into the system that way. I'm going to kind of show you all how to pre-register a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier, because I know the email that you do get once you register is very long. So just like a quick little overview of what you have to do, either as the coordinator or as whoever is in charge of the volunteering as a group. And let me share my screen so I can kind of show you that. Okay. So this is what what the email you will receive looks like. It says, thank you for signing up. Right here in this left-hand corner, you'll see the date that you're volunteering, the time frame, and then right under it, it's the number of spots you reserved. So it's you plus 3. So I reserved myself a total of 4 spots for December 13th at 12:30 to 2:30. Right here, it's kind of, I put a few links to your volunteer profile. It kind of shows you right here the few ways that we have seen people want to register their group. Some people rather just share the volunteer profile link to whoever is volunteering and have them fill it out themselves. And then some coordinators prefer to be in charge of it themselves as well. So if you are a coordinator for the group and you choose to be in charge of the link, what you would do is you click on here in this link. It'll bring you to a page that looks like this. So right here is where you would input the names and contact information of the group members that will be attending with you. Once you hit edit, as the coordinator, you will see all these red boxes saying that these are the fields that you have to fill out. So as a coordinator, you actually only have to fill out the email address and the person's first and last name. So if I was filling out Evelyn's, I would put Evelyn Eve at fgt.org and then just her name. And then she can edit. Once I hit save, she will automatically get an email sent to her so that she can fill out the rest of the information. This kind of takes the weight off of the coordinator to have to feel like they have to fill out or know everybody's information. They do not. That's literally all the information you need to put in. Once you save it, it'll kind of trigger an email, and then she'll receive it saying, this is what you need to fill out. And hers will look just like this, but instead of seeing everybody's information, she'll only be able to see her information. And then you kind of just go through it that way. Once that's completed as the drive leader coordinator, you do not have to do anything else. You will be able to go on here and see if they filled it out or not, because it'll just stay looking red. So if you need to go on there and look, you can, so you can send reminders or anything along those lines. And if you do have any questions regarding any of it, you can please contact me and I can help you, like on the back end. I can resend emails that kind of go over that. A few other things in the volunteer confirmation email that you will get once you sign up is right here. We actually have our guidelines for this year regarding COVID. So if any of you were or did participate in our back to school drive, we were only allowing volunteers who were vaccinated in the warehouse, but we did kind of change it around a little to make sure that we could open this opportunity to more people. So for this drive, we have, in order to continue to protect our warehouse volunteers and family giving tree staff, we have updated our COVID warehouse safety policy. We'll require that if you are not vaccinated, you show a 72-hour negative COVID test, or if you're vaccinated, just to bring a copy of your vaccination card. And that could be like a digital card as well. I know some people have either pictures of their cards, or the county has this really cool digital card that you can kind of just download and keep on your phone. So that will be one of the two options is what we are asking everyone to do. And this is everyone regardless of age. The only other things we also will ask is that everyone is required to wear masks, just because we will be indoors. We want to make sure that everyone's wearing a mask, and that's including children. And then following, physical distancing rules, just to kind of make sure that we're doing everything possible to keep everyone safe. We did have like little gallon waters in the warehouse, but we do ask you if you want to bring your own personal water, please do. And then if you're not feeling well, please just let us know and we can either help you find another spot and cancel yours. And then, like Evelyn had mentioned, our warehouse location is to be determined as of now. We will send out kind of like a letting you know when that is established, just so that you are aware of it. I think that is everything off of here. Does anyone have any questions? I know it's a lot of information.
You can also refer to the recording as well if you can't
Yes.
keep track of everything.
Yes, there's a lot of information. And then you can also always email me, and I am more than happy to either answer any questions, let you know how the warehouse will look like, anything along those lines. It's the same warehouse that we will be dropping physical gifts off for Operation Reindeer. Do we know what warehouse that'll be? It will be, usually it happens in the same warehouse, but because we have not found or finalized what warehouse it will be, we don't know 100% sure if it'll be all in the same one. We haven't ever volunteered at the warehouse. What type of duties are there? So that's a great question. So when you sign up, there's two different options. Well, there's three. So there's the setup one. If you are interested in helping us set up, decorate the warehouse, that is kind of what the setup one comes out. There is a incoming and outgoing of gifts. For that one is you will be in the warehouse volunteering, receiving gifts from drive leaders like you all, or helping put gifts in people's cars to get them ready to go out. So that one does require a lot of like manual labor because you'll be moving a lot of gifts, picking them up. And then the third option that you'll see when you're signing up is kind of like a general warehouse opportunity. For that opportunity, the activities can vary. So some days we'll need help shopping, or some shifts we'll need help shopping. Other shifts we might need help wrapping gifts, quality checking the gifts, just making sure that everything that was asked for is there. Everything that is supposed to be there is there, and what's not, we kind of, we'll remove. So we do base a lot of that on, we hope that all our volunteers can help us do that. So a lot of that does come towards you guys. So we have different opportunities that do happen throughout, just depending on where we are in the process. So it says, what are the dates for volunteering at the warehouse? So we have opportunities starting the 7th all the way to the 30th. So we will be there even after the last gifts are distributed, kind of helping either clean or, get the last of the gifts out. But we will be there before the gifts start getting distributed, as we need to prepare them. And then after, just to make sure that everything is completely done and out of the doors, because we do have, wait lists that we have to get rid of gifts for. So we will be there from the 7th to the 30th. Yes, December 7th to December 30th.
Except for, Christmas and
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, except for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and is it 30th, 31st? 30th?
Yeah, we actually have the warehouse calendar on our resources page that you can refer to, and that'll tell you exactly what the days are the warehouse will be in operation. Any other questions?
And the times as well. It'll tell you the times as well, because the times may vary depending on the day.
All right. If there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and come back on and move on. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to pop into the chat, and Jasmine will be happy to answer them for you. You can also email afterwards, and we will get your questions answered for you. Okay. Yay. All right. Let's go back to let's go here. And I'm going to share my screen again. So we're going to dive into details about the physical drive. So for those of you who are going to be collecting physical gifts, whether it be through wish cards or our most needed list, this information will be pertinent to you. And if there are folks who are running virtual only drive and maybe this sways your interest in maybe picking up a few wish cards or shopping from our most needed list, yay, more power to you. We do need more physical gifts donated. That's always a need for us. So do be open-hearted and open-minded, and you're welcome to reach out to me if you change your mind and you want to add a physical drive to your setup for the year. Okay, so for the physical drive, let's go over the tags and materials you are going to, you should be expecting. So this is the full list, and I will give you a quick little demo, but if you requested for physical materials and wish cards, you'll get wish card packs, drive leader instructions, poster if you asked for them. We did run out of posters pretty early on, so for those of you who signed up early and were lucky enough, you'll get those. Also toothbrush labels, a drop-off form, monetary collection envelopes, and hooks. So I am going to, wish card packs are actually part of the timeline part of the presentation. Russell, you're jumping on it, but they're actually going to go out starting next week. So Folks who signed up early are going to be the ones who get them first because we're trying to go in order of when you registered. Okay, anyway, so we've got the wish card packs here. So they're going to look something like this. And what you've got is the actual wish cards themselves. There's some in the middle here as well, and then some on the other side. And the envelopes and cards that come with it are going to be envelopes and cards where you can use distribute to have people who want to donate gift cards or money, so they can use these envelopes and put those in there. And there is a little slot here for the company name, so you want to make sure that folks who are contributing to your drive actually put your organization name that you registered with on that slot, so we know to attribute that donation back to your drive. And if you are a location that maybe has like multiple are a part of a company that has multiple locations and you registered for a specific location, make sure they call that out. So for example, I always bring up Kaiser because Kaiser has like 9 different locations. I think most of them run drives with us for the holidays. So I need to know which Kaiser are you Campbell or you Mountain View. So just make sure it is exactly how you have it registered. And they also have the option to, they can either bring these envelopes back to you and then you can drop them off when you drop off the gifts, or they can send them to by putting a stamp on the envelope and send them to our PO box. Okay, so that was the wish card pack. You've got drive leader instructions. Ooh, inside you've got lots of information, and then there's also a wish tracker if you wanted to track the wish cards that you received. This is also available in digital format in Excel on our website, or I think it's Google Sheets you can download. So if you wanted to digitally track that, you are more than welcome to as well. The poster for this year, this is what it looks like. You can see here. Very nice. So there are slots for you to be able to put in your information for your drive here. So I know you're all oohing and ahhing at home with me, right? We also have toothbrush labels. So one of the things that we do ask for is that anyone who brings in a gift also contributes a toothbrush. Don't attach to the gift. Have them bring it back to you separately, either in a bag or a box or whatever you want to get set up. And then we also have the drop-off form. This is going to be essential for us to help track what comes back to us. Make sure all of this information gets filled out, also available in digital format. And then this is the monetary collection envelope. So this monetary collection envelope is what you would use to put all of these guys in. And make sure you put your organization name on this big line right here and submit it when you come and drop off your gifts. So we want to be able to track, we want to be able to give you credit. So make sure you exercise your due diligence and do all of that. And then finally, if you did request for wish cards, we do provide little baggies with hooks in them. Each little baggie has 25 hooks. So if you requested for less than 25 cards, you've got extra hooks for the holidays. Congratulations. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it that you should expect to receive. If you did not request for wish cards, but you requested for materials, obviously you're not going to get hooks, you're not going to get cards, but you will get the drive leader instructions and anything else you may have asked for, the monetary collection envelopes, toothbrush sticker, and the drop-off form. Wish cards are being sent out starting next week. Okay, let's resume sharing here. All right. Hopefully you can all see my screen again. So let's dive into all the resources. So pretty much almost everything that I just showed you is available in digital format for you to be able to print. And that is available on our resources page. The URL is right there. It is also in your registration confirmation email, and it's also available, accessible through our website if you just want to go straight to our website. So if you go to fgt.org and you go to the holiday drive section, you will be able to find a drop-down menu item for the resources. So there's many, many ways to get there. Please use all of the resources. We put a lot of time and effort into making them for you, and hopefully that'll help ease some burden on you in terms of marketing your drive and getting the materials that you need. We also have things included that are digital only format. So for example, we have email templates. So I've done the write-ups for you, so you can save on some of that work. Feel free to download that and use it and cut and paste however you need to in order to message information out to your teams. We also have the most needed gifts list. So I mentioned this a few times before, but the most needed gifts list is pretty much the top 25 gifts that we get asked for that we sometimes have a hard time finding. So if you are able to find it at the store and bring it in and donate it to us, that is amazing, and we would love that. So we would love your help in order to fulfill the items on that list as well. We also have the warehouse calendar, as I mentioned earlier. So you can refer to that if you're curious to know when the warehouse is actually open for operations for volunteering purposes. If you are dropping off any gifts, that has to be by appointment. So don't just drop in willy-nilly, reach out to me first. We also have a tent card, which we typically have printed in past years, but we didn't do that this year. I forgot to bring an example home to show you. I'm so sorry, but it's essentially a little card that you can cut out and fold up and put like on a little bistro table. If you are back in the office and you've got a cafeteria, you could put them on the tables there. Just, tiny little stand up card. So those are super helpful to share your message as well. And then other digital only resources such as images, graphics, our logos. If you wanted to make your own materials and you wanted to use our logos, you are welcome to take all of that, download it, brand your stuff however you want to in order to promote it with your team. So have at it. We've got a ton of stuff up there. So if there are any resources that you don't see and you wish were available, reach out and I can see what I can do, or we can at the very least put it on the list for the future, because we absolutely will listen to your feedback. I value your feedback. So if you have any, please share it. All right, so let's go to the anatomy of a wish card. I do want to make sure that you are all educated in terms of what the different areas of the wish cards mean. So I gave you the breakdown of the pack. I'm going to pause sharing again so you can see what the actual wish card looks like. Okay, so on the wish card here, you see a big square right here, or rectangle. It's a zone ID. And so that zone ID is going to either start with an A or a B. What that means is it's just tied to specific counties where our agencies are coming from. So can I make my picture bigger? I don't know if I can I? Let's see here. You should be able to see me. Did that make it any better? Okay, now you can. Okay, great. So this is pretty much denoting for us which county the agency is coming from. So this is going to be important for you to note when you are dropping off, because if we are operating out of 2 warehouses, most likely you're going to have a warehouse A, which is going to be for the A wish cards, and a warehouse B, which is going to be for the B wish cards. So when you're filling out the drop-off form, it does ask which zone are you in, and if these 2 warehouses are not next to each other, you don't want to end up at the wrong warehouse. But yeah, so pull back a couple. Thank you. I appreciate the direction. Okay. Another part of this is obviously the recipient themselves. So the information here is going to be about who you're shopping for. Some of these are going to have specific names. Some of these are going to say like a local youth, and their age, and then their gender if it applies to the gift that they're asking for. And then finally, right here, we've got the actual wish that they want. So this is their number 1 item that they asked for. If you cannot find this primary wish, we do have a section for alternate wishes. So if you can't find A, you can go to B, right? And try to get the gift that's in the alternate wish. If you do have trouble finding these particular gifts in general, or you don't know what they are, or they're unclear, feel free to reach out and ask, and we can get clarification for you. Another piece of this wish card that you should know about is this barcode right here. This is important for us to keep unobstructed when the wish cards and gifts come back to the warehouse. So because of that, our many past years of asking for people to use blue tape, that's going out the window. We're asking for you to use clear tape. So if you are taping the wish card, first of all, best practice is to tape the top and bottom to the gift. That way you don't accidentally tape over anything here that might accidentally rip. But if you did, any one of your donors didn't pay attention or didn't follow instructions and tape the side, clear tape will at least allow us to still see this barcode, which we really do need. The very bottom golden bar here is a message that says, return your gift to the person or place where you received this wish card by December 2nd. That doesn't mean that you have to bring them back to us by December 2nd. This just buys you some time for your donors to bring them back to you in time so that you can bring them back to us. So if you wanted to change this return date for yourself, let's say you feel like you're going to go to the drop off on the 7th and you're okay with people dropping off gifts to you up until the 6th, just buy a little sticker label and you could stick it on the wish card to say December 6th or whatever it is. You can feel free to write in whatever date you want and cover that up. So we just want to make sure that you get plenty of time in order to gather all the gifts and count everything to get it to us on time, because the agencies do start picking up a few days after our drop-offs are due. So we're on a very, very tight time schedule. On the back side of the wish cards, first of all, I love the new colors. I don't know if you all do, but I love them. The pink ribbon is just like the most vibrant thing in the world. You will see that there is this silver sticker here. This is an RFID sticker, and this is something that we're using in the warehouse for tracking purposes. So don't peel it off. If you can avoid having wish cards folded or crumpled, that would be great, because that will damage the sticker and will prevent it from being read once it's in the warehouse. But just for anyone who had questions about what this was. The latest date that you should be delivering gifts to the warehouse is December 9th. We will be sending out instructions and signups, so I'll go over that in a little bit in the timeline section. Okay, so now I'm going to go and reshare my screen. All right. Any other questions about the wish cards, not dates, because I'll go over those in a bit. Okay, let's go and talk about prepping your gifts for donation. Make sure your gifts are not wrapped. We do have a lot of agencies who request for gifts to not be wrapped. So when people return wrapped gifts, we have volunteers who have to go and unwrap them, and that's just a waste of resources. So please do make sure you are communicating that to your group, okay? Again, please make sure you use clear tape. Toothbrushes, again, don't tape them to the gifts, have them submitted separately. And then let's see, what's the question here? With online delivery being slower, what should we do if the gifts arrive late? Reach out to me and we can schedule an appointment for anyone who needs to come late. We do have stragglers that do come in after our drop-off deadlines, but we try to avoid it as much as possible. So we will schedule an appointment if you just email me when you have your late gifts, okay? Okay, so our most needed gifts. Let's go through that. This is the URL for being able to download our list of most needed gifts. It is in a PDF format. Again, it's also available just on the resources page, so you can browse your way through there and find it on there. But I just wanted to give you a quick preview of what that looks like. So if you didn't request for wish cards and you want to run a physical drive, you can go off of this list. You can share this list via email. You can print it out and put it out in shared locations, you know, highly trafficked areas or whatever. But as you can see, there are various items here top 25 for us here that we do need a little bit of extra help in obtaining the physical items for. These are things that we aren't able to bulk order or order online with enough time in order for us to be able to get it. So if you see it at the store and you're able to pick it up, please feel free to pick it up and drop it off along with your gifts. As far as best practices go for the physical drive, make sure that if you are in the office or in a shared space that you're displaying your tags or the most needed list in a place where everybody can see. You do also want to make sure your collection boxes, if you do sign up for collection boxes, are in a very visible area. For those who have never gotten a collection box, they are branded collection boxes, so they look like big blue presents with Family Giving Tree branding on them. So that is an option for you. And if you, I am doing collection box distributions tomorrow and Monday for folks who signed up and requested for boxes. If you're not able to make one of those days, email me and we can work something out. We do have a limited amount of collection boxes and they do cost us at least $25 a box. So if you're able to make a donation to help cover that, we really appreciate it. That information is in your registration confirmation email, so you're welcome to go there and get more information about that. Storing your donations. If you are an office or a business that has like windows, I do recommend you pull in your donations at the end of the evening so people who are walking by don't see them, because we do have theft issues and we don't want you to have your windows broken and have somebody steal your stuff or whatever. So make sure you've got a storage space that you can kind of pull that stuff back in to at the end of the night. If you would like to change from receiving physical wish cards to using the most needed list, you are welcome to do that. Please send me an email. You may or may not receive your wish cards because some of these, I've been building out the packets for the past week. And so yours may have already been built out, but if you don't want them, you can just return to sender on those packages and we will just take them back. But send me an email and let me know if you want to opt to, instead of receiving wish cards, to use the most needed list. Shop early. So most of you probably have heard that there is, a huge issue with supply chain, right? So there are some items that are definitely a lot harder to find these days, or may take longer. So encourage your group to go out and get shopping early. We normally would say, take advantage of Black Friday deals. And I think that's still a really good idea to promote Black Friday shopping. But if you are ready to go and ready to launch your drive before then, encourage people to get out to the stores or get out online and make sure that they, can get what they want on time so that we can get all the gifts on time for the agencies for distribution. If you are not in the office and you still want to run a physical drive, one thing that several of our drive leaders in the past have done has been to schedule meetups. So if you wanted to, drive your SUV over to a local Starbucks parking lot and you wanted to meet someone up to transfer donations over to, from one car to the other, do that. Get creative with how it is that you order, or how it is that you get these donations from people if you don't have a central location. If you feel comfortable offering up your porch for people to drop off, but by a certain time, feel free to do that. So don't be shy about getting creative with that stuff. But also do remember that there is theft, so be careful. That is a reality, unfortunately. So let's talk about drop-offs. They will be by appointment only so that we can minimize the amount of traffic that goes in and out of the warehouse. And so I will be sending out an email to all of our drive leaders with sign-up appointments through Sign Up Genius. They will be 15-minute windows. Depending on when your volunteer shift is, you can bring it when you volunteer. So just again, the drop-off windows are going to be between December 7th and December 9th. So if you're volunteering before then or during those days, that's totally fine. I will need you to send me the count of your gifts. So you do need to make sure you count them beforehand and shoot me an email and let me know how many gifts you will be returning, whether it be gifts with wish cards or without. Just, you know, if you are supplying extra gifts, that's totally fine. Just make sure you count them. Okay. Yeah, so send in your totals before your appointment, separate your gifts and your toothbrushes, note your zones. Again, zone A or zone B, that is going to determine which warehouse you're going to end up going to if we are going to run through the 2 warehouse model this year, which we most likely are. Okay, that was the physical drive. Operation Reindeer drop-off, I think, will be by appointment. My colleague Evelyn Hernandez does all of the Operation Reindeer stuff. So I unfortunately do not have a whole lot of information about that right now, but you can follow up with her and let her know, or I can follow up and let you know. There will be drop-offs in the North Bay in San Francisco. There will be drop-offs in the Peninsula in Palo Alto and Castro Valley at Three Crosses Church. So all of that information will get updated and sent out to you. And we'll also post them all on the website for the remote drop-offs. And of course, South Bay Warehouse, also a drop-off location. Let's see here. What else have we got? Okay, so there's any other questions about virtual or physical, nothing. Okay. Virtual giving tree. So let's talk about the perks of a virtual giving tree, shall we? So this is online only giving. That means you don't have to haul anything. It's all just done through your computer or through your phone. Pretty nice and convenient. You're not location bound to anything. So that means if you have a group that you are with that is global or, you know, nationwide, and you want other folks to participate who are not in the Bay Area, you can share out your virtual giving tree link to them and have them take part. And so it can be, you know, a company-wide event, regardless of where they are. If they don't feel comfortable leaving their house to drop off any gifts, they can just do the shopping online. The virtual giving tree is open for an extended window of time. So as I mentioned with the physical drive, all the gifts are due by December 9th. With the virtual drive, we are running through January 15th, 2022. So they are live now. So if you've already signed up, or have just signed up in the past week, we are in the process of getting all of those virtual giving tree links and setup information out to you via email. So check your email, check your spam promotions. If you did not receive your VGT link and setup info, reach out to Amelia at fgt.org and let her know. I think I have that in another slide. I think I jumped ahead of myself, but that is going to run through January 15th, 2022. You don't have to run it that long. It's just that's how long it's going to be active for. So you can mark it to end your drive whenever it is that you want. And the update from Evelyn Hernandez about Operation Reindeer is that it will be up by appointment only. So yay, your question is answered. VGT things to know. You should be getting your VGT email within 1 to 2 business days of when you register, pretty much from this point on. So if you haven't received it, again, check your spam folder, because that stuff goes into spam like nobody's business. So we have to figure out how to fix that spam problem. So if anyone here is a tech expert and knows how to help us, let me know, because getting filtered into spam is one of the most annoying things for us, because we have to do so many extra follow-ups with people who didn't receive their emails. So yeah, so if you are an expert, reach out. We want your help. There will, when you receive your VGT email, there is a setup video that is included, a link to our YouTube setup video. So please watch it. It's 5 short minutes, and it gives you an overview of how the VGT is set up and how you can go in to change your logo, the custom write-up, doing things, just being able to customize stuff for your page so that people can feel more connected to your drive through your virtual giving tree. So definitely customize your page. We do have options for you to set up goals. So you can set up a goal of like a monetary donation goal, or you can set up a gift goal as well. You can do both. You could do one, the other. If you don't like goals, that's totally fine. You don't have to use them, and you can also change them at any time. One new thing that we're introducing for this year, and it is a very, very early iteration of this, so we hope to be able to build on it, is the idea of teams. So running VGTs as a team. So let's say, for example, you are at a company and you've got different departments who want to compete against each other, which is a really, really great motivator. We can work with you to customize your URL so that you can all be tied together and be one large team or be one large organization with multiple teams. And there is a link on the page that will show the progress by the different teams, so you can kind of compare how each department is doing. I do have a request in to ask for all the totals to be tabulated in a grand total, so you can see how everybody is collectively doing, but you could see how individuals are doing for those teams. Again, if you have any questions about the VGT, or you need help with your setup email because you didn't get it, please email Amelia at fgt.org and she will be able to get that set up and sent out to you. She is a rock star. She worked really hard in order to get the VGT updates out for this year so that we could provide new features for you and make a better virtual Giving Tree experience. So everybody give her a round of applause. She is on here, I believe. So yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's move on to the drive timeline. So these are questions, some of these have already been answered, but for the physical drive, materials do start going out next week. There are some packages that we do have ready to go, and I do believe Evelyn Hernandez will start sending some out tomorrow. We use USPS priority mail, so it should get to you within a reasonable amount of time. If you did provide us with a FedEx number, account number to help offset the cost, we will send it out via FedEx. Shop ASAP. I cannot emphasize that enough. As soon as you get your stuff, get it out there to your group and encourage them to go shopping like as soon as possible. If you've got your top most needed lists, you are already set to tell people to go shopping, so go to town with that. Again, drop-offs will be December 7th through 9th, appointment only. I will send out emails to you all with that information and with sign-up links. There will be safety protocols in place and expectations. So please, please read through that email. December 7th will be our San Francisco drop-off. December 8th will be our Castro Valley drop-off, and December 9th will be our Peninsula drop-off in Palo Alto at Town and Country Village. So again, appointment only. So you're going to have to sign up for a slot. If you do have late gifts, email me as soon as you have them ready to drop off, and we will schedule an appointment for you to drop off at the warehouse. We won't have late drop-offs available for the remote locations. Just FYI, you will have to go down to the South Bay warehouse. Additional timelines for the virtual drive. Again, it is live now. Still shop earlier versus later. We will have it open through January 15th, but we do encourage you to get your folks shopping online. It is a really great idea if any folks want to kind of pay it forward, and maybe instead of buying someone something they don't need this holiday, they can say, hey, you know, in your honor, I went and sponsored a gift on the Family Giving Tree virtual Giving Tree. So you gifted somebody a Barbie doll, happy holidays, right? So that's an option. The last day of the virtual Giving Tree Drive will be January 15th, 2022. Reporting will be available for the virtual Giving Tree. It is in your instructions, and that will be open and available through January 15th. I'll have to come back and see if you're able to go in to retrieve reports after that date. TBD. Just don't count on it yet, but just know January 15th is that cutoff. Timeline for other stuff. So the Drive Leader survey, I will be sending out a survey, and that will go out mid-January after the virtual Giving Tree has closed. Please, 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 please take the survey for me. I rely so much on your feedback, whether it be good or constructive, in order to know what direction I need to move this program in each season. So if there are things that worked really well for you, I want to know about it. If there are things that you just had a really hard time with and had suggestions to do things better, I take all of that. So just spend the 5 minutes and share your survey results with us. I would really, really appreciate that. I will be sending out drive results to everybody via email at the end of January. So please don't email me before then to ask, because we'll still be tabulating numbers. So at the end of January is when you can expect to receive your drive results, because it does take us time to tabulate all of the monetary donations that come in. The physical donations will most likely be ready, but we're still readying all of the data in the system up until pretty much the end of the month. Then we will also have our appreciation event and our Drive Leader Awards around early to mid-February. So at the end of every drive that we do, I do go through and provide awards and recognition for drive leaders who have grown their drives year over year, for the returning folks, and for newbies who come on board, just, you know, overall performance and how much you're able to bring in based on the size of your group. So there is also a Congeniality Award, which we call the Friendship Circle Award. So if you're super nice to our staff, odds are you'll get nominated for it. So it is a stressful time during the holidays for us all, because we're a tiny little group of 17 or 18 people trying to corral thousands of volunteers and you know, tens of thousands of gifts. And so any extra layer of help that you are able to provide for us, we really do appreciate, and we do remember that, and we do want to recognize that. So you are automatically entered to receive an award if you sign up as a drive leader. There's nothing extra you have to do. It's more for just bragging rights at this point. Okay, let's dive into best practices. So again, I cannot emphasize the resources page enough. Please, please, please go to the resources page and use that as your first stop shop. And if you cannot find what you need, then feel free to reach out and email me to ask for it. Market your drive. We have email templates, logos, graphics, utilize social sharing for getting your message out there. If you are opening your drive to anyone, like let's say you're running a virtual giving tree, anyone can donate to your virtual giving tree. So if you have an audience on LinkedIn, if you got an audience on Instagram, put that out there. One thing to keep in mind about the marketing message is we really want you to be able to focus on the idea of keeping it uplifting, you know, and positive. So do your best to respect the people that we are shopping for this season by using empowering and inclusive person first language. So for those who don't quite understand what that means, person first language means, you know, for example, instead of referring to homeless people, you would frame it to, you know, persons who are unhoused, right? So being the fact that they are homeless does not define who they are. It is just the situation that they are in, and they don't necessarily identify with that. So that is just sort of that layer of respect that we do want to try to put out there to people. So please don't use terms like the poor. These are children and families that are facing financial hardships. They don't identify as poor people, so don't use that if you can avoid that at all possible. Again, their situations don't define who they are, and we shouldn't present them as such. That is not on us to do in their place. So if you need help with language, don't be shy about digging through your drive leader materials. We do have a lot of language that you can kind of extract and pull from. And if you need help, I am on our DEI committee at Family Giving Tree, so I can absolutely help you with messaging and framing if you can't find what you need. So please reach out to us, okay? Setting up competitions, I think, let me advance that. Set up competitions. Appealing to somebody's competitive spirit is a really, really good motivator. So consider doing that if you, again, have departments or teams in, you know, your groups that you are a part of that you can kind of pit people against. I think that's kind of fun for those who have that competitive spirit. So leverage that. Encourage families to shop with their kids. So that goes for you too. You know, it's part of the fun for kids to be able to shop for other kids. Also, it kind of helps spread that message of being able to pay it forward to someone and sharing the philanthropy, and that, you know, helping people out can happen at any age. And also, let me see here, there is a question about tips on setting goals. I don't have a hard recommendation as far as like how many gifts you should set as far as a goal goes. Because it really depends on how involved your employees are. If you maybe want to start at like 50% of your employee base and kind of go from there, you can again adjust your goals in the virtual giving tree. So go ahead and do that. But every company varies in the level of engagement that employees have in these types of programs. So it's kind of really dependent on how you feel the engagement will be for your folks. Okay. One more best practice, and this is important for us to be able to market, is to share your stories. So we use a platform called Memory Fox. That is the URL right there. And then this is the QR code. If any of you all have smartphones and you want to scan that QR code, you are welcome to do that on the screen. But essentially, this is where we want to be able to collect your stories, your photos, anything, anecdotes you want to share as Drive leaders. Like, we would love to hear from you. So feel free to use this and share this out with your folks to help us out, because we really, really want to hear how things are going for you and be able to share that stuff out with the rest of the community to help with sharing us as a brand and our messaging and what we do. All right, so this, again, I very much value feedback. So this is my survey for this particular training. So let me know how I did for you. If you have other questions, please throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I would love for you to take the survey. Again, another QR code. If you wanted to grab that for your phone, you can do that. I am going to advance the slide though, like in 3, 2, 1. Ask your questions in the chat if you have any right now. If you don't, you come up with some later. Email me at driveleaders@fgt.org and I will be happy to answer them for you. I do try to get back to people within the same day, within the next day, but going into the holiday season, things are a little nutty. So you know, have a little patience with me. Calling me sometimes does not work very well because I am going in and out of the office. But if you do need to have a conversation with me, please feel free to call me. But email is my preferred method of communication at this point, because I may be able to get back to you late at night, and I don't want to call you late at night. That would be awkward and weird. But yeah, okay. I don't see any more questions in the chat. I think we're good to go. I really do appreciate your time. Thank you all so much for joining. This will be shared out if you need to revisit anything. So feel free to watch this as many times as you want. And welcome to the Holiday Wish Drive. Thank you so much for joining us.